Hi there, I'm Simon Knight, Product Manager here at Testmo, and today we're diving into a key part of the reporting center, the Testmo Reporting Center, our Automation Metrics report. This report gives you a high-level view of your project's automation executions and results, helping you to track trends, identify bottlenecks, and communicate testing progress with confidence. So whether you're answering stakeholder questions like, are the automation results improving, or just want a clearer view of your test automation pipelines, this report can help. Let's start with how to configure the report. So just like the other Testmo reports, the configuration panel is on the left-hand side here. And it's broken into three key areas for fine-grained control over your report: the options, the content, and the view settings. And the options area is where you define what you want to include in your report. So the single project you want to report on, the milestones you want to cover with your report, so you can select multiple milestones here if you wish, and include sub-milestones explicitly. So you can't just select the parent milestone here, you have to explicitly include the sub-milestones if you want to include those. The source dropdown is used to filter runs by their automation source. So, for example, your API tests or your front-end Selenium tests or both. The runs dropdown can be used to filter which test automation runs you want to include in the scope of your report. So you can include all runs, all successful runs, all failed runs, or you can apply a custom filter to help you get at other runs based on, for example, a configuration or a custom date range. And you can also choose to how you want to group your data over time as well. So selecting day, week, or month grouping for your test automation results, and aggregating that information across those groupings accordingly. The average test count, average run times, and average thread count settings checkboxes are used to control what information is displayed in the run metrics by week chart. So unselecting or selecting them will remove or add those elements in the chart and elements and table columns accordingly. You can also control those things down here in real time, should you wish to do so. Moving on to the content section. So this controls what charts, tables, and stats are displayed in the report. So you can toggle whether you want to include the timeline chart and the metrics chart, for example. Timeline chart is intended to show daily, weekly, or monthly counts of your successful, failed, or both successful and failed automation runs in this stacked fashion, as you can see. The metrics chart displays averages across your test counts, so the average number of tests per run, the thread counts, the average number of threads per run, and also the average run times, so you can see whether those things are increasing or decreasing, as I mentioned earlier. If you want to see detailed information about what's included in your runs, that's going to be included in the cards here. And you can control whether those are displayed at all using this toggle, the automation runs toggle. So this is going to supply you with quite a bit of information about what's going on in these runs. And just to point out that the report will include tests that are runs that are currently being executed, because the report is generated in real time. So you may see results associated with test runs that are currently in progress, depending on when you actually generate the report. But for a run that is completed, so this one, for example, then you will see a count of your tests. Let's use this one actually, because this has actually got some tests in it. So you're going to see like counts of the tests in the automation run, the statuses associated with those tests, the status of the run itself, the automation source for the run. So this is for my Selenium tests, the configuration that was applied to it, any tags, and a thread level breakdown of which tests were executed on what thread and how long those things took, and what the results were as well. So quite a bit of information in the card level view. I realized I also skipped over the automation statistics table, which is here as well, controlled by the toggle over here on the content panel. So this offers a deeper look at per day metrics like the number of runs, the number of tests per run, and whether they're increasing or decreasing. So increases are going to be in green, decreases are in red. The average run durations, and the thread usage per run, and again with increases and decreases flagged. You're also going to see other information in this table indicating whether there were days without runs as well. So all of this flexibility in terms of what you can actually include in the report and the scope of it obviously makes the report very adaptable, whether you're preparing a quick executive overview or a deep dive analysis. I want to provide like a quick example as to how you may use this report. So maybe answering the question of, did our automated UI test coverage improve over the last couple of sprints? So one way in which you may be able to answer that, and there's a few different ways, is you're going to select the project in the first instance. So the reports are always going to be focused on a single project. So you need to make sure that your automated tests are included in that project if you want to answer that question. So select the project, select the source or sources that you're interested in. So for this example, I'm only interested in my front-end Selenium tests. So I'm going to apply that as a filter. In terms of answering the question of what happened in my last couple of sprints, one way in which I may choose to address this question is through the use of milestones. So you can see in this example project, I've got milestones set up to cover sprints. However, that's going to assume that your automation runs are linked to those milestones. So if you want to use this approach, you need to make sure that your automation runs are being fed into Testmo with the milestone IDs associated with those runs accordingly. So you can do that via the Testmo CLI, or you can choose to go into Testmo and simply assign the automation runs to your milestones after the fact. So after they've actually been reported into Testmo, that's fine. Another way that you could get at this information is by applying a custom date range. So if you're wanting to cover a couple of sprints, and your sprints start, for example, on Thursday as ours do, so let's say the 29th, and then we're going to go through to I think the 18th of June, so covering the last like 4 weeks. Actually, that's 3 weeks. Let's go there. The last 4 weeks of sprint activity. Oh, so I need to put that there and that there. Okay, so that covers the last 4 weeks of activity. So I'm going to apply that. What I also need to do in order to get at this information is just put in a blank value here. So that's going to get set to all time. And the reason why I'm doing this is so that this time frame field doesn't override the custom date filter that I've applied in the runs drop down. And then with all that done, I'm going to click generate. And that's going to give me information about my front end tests over the selected period of time, and help me to see what the pass and fail counts were per day. So I can see that in the run timeline by day chart. I can also look at the metrics chart to see average tests per run, what the run duration times were as well. And specifically for this question, I think looking at the automation statistics table to confirm the test count per run is ideally trending upward, and also whether my run durations are improving as well would be two key metrics to take a look at here. But hopefully that shows one way in which you can use the Testmo automation metrics report to answer questions like, is our automated UI test coverage improving over the last couple of sprints? So in conclusion, the automation metrics report is a powerful way to track the health and the evolution of your automated testing efforts over time. It's fast, as I hope you can see, and flexible, and it's designed to help you answer common questions about automation success, failures, and efficiency without needing to dig through the raw data or spreadsheets. Thank you for watching this video. Give the automation metrics report a try, and as always, we would love to hear your feedback. Thanks for watching.